morning from all of you, especially from Department of Language and Mass Communication Department for getting invitation from me, and also in front of my that is different directional sector scholar and also the university teachers. Very good morning to all of you. Here I want to start my today's presentation. I think it will be very interactive if you have a very engaging to listen hours lesson from question and answers as a student. This is unleashing the current state of mass media in Bangladesh. So the first question to all of you, we talk about in journalism and other thing. Is journalism is free or not? These are very good debate questions from all of you. So in third world country is a very typical questions. Is journalism is free or not free? Is media is free or not free? So my first question to all of you, but do you agree from journalism media is free? Do you agree? You agree? Okay. No. That's you have knowledge the belief media is not free. We know that there is some background behind that why the media is not free, because of that there is some political pressures, there is some elitism, the media elite we can call it, and then also the media can represent the corporate one. So that's why you cannot call media is not free at all. And you know that the people are very sophisticated to know that media is free. Media is freedom. We are want to think that media is freedom, but in actually the inner interest media is not free at all. So this is my topics. I want to discuss in elaborately after 30 or 40 minutes. I think it will be enjoyed more for you and me. And this is a short profile also. So you know that in a various landscape in the recent times and from also in yesterday we have seen that there's a conversation between from Donald Trump and journalists. You are see that all of the see that there's a very fruitful dialogue between Zelensky and also Donald Trump. So all are see that there's a very purely dialogue from between them. So what is see that? Can you imagine what is see that? Harassment of the journalists, media from there's an harassment. So you don't know what media can treat and what can media can deal actually. So media have very ethical issues. Media we say that media have a very good voice. We say that media have a very engagement from everything, but it will be say that media is some kind is behind the back doors. So this is the concept of mass media. Talk about the mass media language. So media is a in Marshall McLuhan's theory, media of the masses. We know that media is a refers to the use present time. So once upon a time, it's starting from also in printed newspaper, and now from radio and then televisions. Now the media is coming from only from your mobile, from your hands. So media is too fast and too deliberate. So we have a very energetic power to expand everything, to do everything, to change everything through the media. So media is the power and media in the masses. As we discussed about the Bangladeshi media in 1990s scenario, this the almost the same, the holistic same, the practice in from Bangladesh, also in Nepal and also in India and also in Sri Lanka. So almost the categorical in the same pattern media practice. The same parallel practice from because there is some issues are come from behind this. So that's the factors. And the present status in media in Bangladesh, you know that the Bangladesh has passed very volatile positions, some political positions, regime change. All of you have to know that there is some change in the media. What the media's positions for that? The media's positions, you know that our former Prime Minister from Sheikh Hasina, that time media say only for this is a time of Sheikh Hasina, blah blah blah. And when the change of after 1 day, the media can hold a 360-degree change. Media can change this is one of the criminal, one of the guilty. So how you can believe that the media is correct or not correct? So that's a big question. In few days ago, media says this one correct, and after 1 or 2 days, media says it's not correct. So how you can trust the media? So media peoples are the lower people want to believe they are very strange, typical terms is media. But what we see that the media is a power all every time says. But what the power you can see in the several times. So you know that the political streaming and podcasting and online presence is mobilized in social media. I see in Nepal a very so are the younger from younger people they use it very surprisingly. They use it in TikTok. TikTok is very much popular here. Very surprised to see that. And I think the social media you can disseminate a message through the medium is a possible because social media has a great power for that. And Bangladesh media also has social media in very traditional rules. In Nepal, I see that the people every one person have a mobile phone. That's why they have a social media account, and also they have a very good interaction from them. And the media can vibrate any message and any that through the social media. And the future perspective of media from Bangladesh industry, we thought about the media industry, what the futures at all. Previously I discussed media having very significant role from 360-degree within a single day. So, what the future? Yeah, because the mainstream media from one kind of competition from the social media. So, what does social media see that? In social media, you see that some rumor, some fabricated news, some Euro journalism is there. From what you see, and just you can copy it and transfer it in social media. So, what is mainstream media? Mainstream media is one kind of things in present time. The mainstream media is a fundamental media. They have too much gatekeeping their masses. So, what is the thing we see that social media versus in mainstream media? So the question is now, is our journalism is reliable for next decade? Is journalism is sustained for next decade? Is journalism is perfect from the next decade? Because there are some changes from our daily life because of their you said that advertisement of technology. Social media is come. So your competitor is very innovate something here. It is in artificial intelligence. You search Google in anything, you found lots of data. You search, write anything, lots of data. So now it's time to, is data is correct or incorrect? Is data is fact-checked or not fact-checked? So that's very bigger issues from present times. And the print media in Bangladesh, we have a very good print media industry, and also in Nepal there is some vibrant print media industries from that here, from Delhi State Pratham Bangladesh Today, all of the English newspaper, and also in Bengali newspaper from Jugantar, Kalankantar, Samakalan, one of them are there. So, you know that which country is the best circulated newspaper in the world? Do you know any idea?
Norway.
No.
No?
Can you imagine? People say there's too much people living here from China, so that's China is the biggest circulated newspaper country. So we surprised to see that the biggest circulated newspaper is from Yomiuri Shimbun, from Japan. And there are two newspapers, little bit Yomiuri Shimbun and Ashini Shimbun, right? Shimbun. So all of the very famous newspapers in Japan, and we see that Japanese people love to read newspaper regularly because there is from newspaper readerships depend not only for your from your habit, it's depending from your economic status, your education status, everything, every dimensions of the meters, it's depend. So it's a huge market. So people are in young generations I see from my student, but they are not to read from traditional mode of newspaper, hard newspaper. They want to see in online platform. So there is some habit change from there. Here. But we are no wonder is some of you, I think you are still reading the hard papers. But the present times, after 20 years, it will be very much challenging questions. The printed newspaper is survive or not survive. That's a big question from the next 20 years later. There's an electronic media. We talk about the electronic media having vibrant roles. In Nepal, there's a lots of TV channels here. Janata TV is here. I already visited here in Nepal. So lots of TV and very dynamic rules in here. From in Bangladesh, there's a very landscape and there, and they have very vital rules to do here. It's the most popular news TV channels in our country. You see the logo that is here from ATN and TV Independent from Bangladesh and RTV, GTV, Asia TV, Masrana channel. So lots of similar. The most logo and everything is almost similar, but there is some difference between the presentations, newspaper presentations. All the content is same. You know that in journalism we say that every bad news is a good news. So you think that in the journalist think that when the start he search for bad news, not for good news. He think bad news is a very much good element for his news industry. But that is that. So internet media, what I talked about from these versions, the internet is everyone says is a thinking, and internet is a challenging from that. So in internet, when we access now in Nepal, I see that there is a 5G here in some few pages, and 4G is available in some few pages. So that is social media engaging this audience, and the media is now. It's a time because of internet can expand everything, spread out everything within a second. So the example of internet media, you know that we already discussed about the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So I think all of the use, and we have a very good platform to share our idea and everything within a second because of the media is a masses. I firstly told you that is from the Marshall McLuhan series. And in foreign media in Bangladesh, we have an inner media and one is Western media. So we know that in Bangladesh, in Nepal, each country's news is very preferable to you. You neighboring country, right?
Yeah, sure.
So in Nepal, neighboring countries is here. From you see that there is Tibet, and one side is India. That's the issue. So why the people I think in Nepal, Nepalese people they have their newspaper and content the similar their news to comparison between India and Nepal's. That's the issues. And if I ask you, do you think that from other countries' news look like an African news, European news? Why not? What's the issues? Because very simple. Your preference is neighbor first, not others. You think about your neighbor. What is Africa's done is not in your matter. You matter only for your neighbors. Because there is some interactions and correlations between you and me. If your neighbor is good, you are good. If your neighbor is not at all good, you are not good. It's depend on your interaction and your connections. So you are in too much dependence on the your media and some Western media. So you talk about my topics about the media freedom. You talk about all the time we are tell that we are freedom, we are independent. What our constitution say? In every constitution say that you have a very lot of freedom, but its freedom is only for book. You cannot practice at all. When you talk about you think about some barriers. You can talk about, you think that there is some hindrance come to you. So you are not free at all. We are talk about that you are free, but you are not free at all. So media is not free. This is our the first question to you. So it's a very different quotation from mass media's dual role, shaping a societal value and overlooking and is nihilism. So I talk about media has a double standard. In morning say this is a yes, and evening say oh this is no. So how you can trust the media out there? It's a big challenging for you from this industry because we are in somewhat related from this. We are the media teachers, the media scholar, we are the media well-wishers, and also we are the media consumer. I think everyone read news. So I talk about why people read news. Why? Very general questions. Why people read news? Huh? Today our information is a very bookish now. Bookish text prescription knowledge. People read news. Why? People read news only for his urgency, for necessity. If the potato price rising 20 taka, 20 rupees, this is not information, that's your necessity. You have to write this. So news, people want to news only for necessities. People say it's informed, it's truth, it's blah blah, it's not fact. You are reading news only for yourself. So that's the factor. And then here, from media's dual currency, this is my societal part and what happened and what the media will in the future is a big dilemma for that. We are talking about the media arena and media's thinking, because if we are not fact and factual and also fact checking in that areas, it will be very much alarming for our media industry because it is a very big threat for the society at all. The state of mass media freedom in Bangladesh already mentions, but we talk about the freedom, it's only for group, but in practice, it's you cannot find anything. So that is a yes, and you can see that which countries is media index is very high, very good positions in media index. You guess from Scandinavian country, you see that Norway, Finland, Denmark. Okay, their media index is high. Why? Only for that. There is no crime. So media index is automatically high. So your country and my country, there is a lots of crime. And every day, that is you find in your newspaper, you see there are lots of crime news. One of my friends said, why you buy newspaper? It's every day is bad news. You pay money for only for bad news. So that's the reality actually. We have to pay. I have to pay. That's my pocket money. Invest only to read the bad thing and bad news also to give. So that is the state of mass media in Bangladesh, and we take that is some propaganda based. These are very much pathetic issues. Some interest group are there and they have very disinformation and malinformation. Disinformation, malinformation, you know that is related to propaganda. Misinformation is one time good, but disinformation is highly dangerous for us. So, and we have a Digital Security Act from 2018. It's very much dangerous law. If you talk about anything, you are targeted from the Digital Security Act. I know Nepal is that kind of act.
We haven't implemented it, but
That kind of act is here.
It is coming.
Okay, and every country, third world country, that kind of act is here. I don't know, but it's in every country. So you have to talk about anything good, you have an act. So don't talk much. You have a limitation boundary. So that we choose. And also the summary, very shortly, what I discussed on today's discussions, what I found, that we talk about the media freedom, media's reality, what is everything is in book, in chapter, but reality is very tough. So thanks for everyone from listening from me. If you have any very further more questions, and we can interact. Thank you.
For giving us the insights of the media landscape in Bangladesh. So a lot of thing was new to me, and I think every one of us got something out of it. Before we open the floor to audience, to all the participants, I would like to ask my own questions.
Okay, definitely.
Regarding the media bill, like how the media bill is affecting Bangladesh, how has it affected? Because we are also in the process of implementing media bill sooner or later. So we would like to know the picture of how it affects neighboring countries like Bangladesh.
Okay, you know that the media, everything we think that media is a role in our society. But we see that the media represents only elite one. What the village people are doing, what the marginal people do, media cannot represent. Because media represent only elite people. Why elite people? Because your element is only for poor reader. Your reader is from metro area, city area. Your reader not in village people. Village people have a not interest to read newspaper. He can survive of his daily life. His or her daily life. So media is very tricky for that. Only represent elite one. What elite one is happening? What's branch new open happening? Who one is inaugural session is happening? Media is all time focus on the elitism, not from rural people and marginal people. And see that you see in Bangladesh, almost the scenario is the same. Media are very dual standard, dual issues. And I think that's my observation. If your media is perform actively, if your media is independent, your media can change everything, not from general people. We have survived our political one and also the general people, but media is at that time media is a very power for that. Any other questions? Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Vinod.
Okay.
So, my interest is to know about, as you asked, what is the situation of press freedom in Bangladesh? As far we know, in South Asia, after Afghanistan, Bangladesh is in the bottom of the press freedom status, yeah? 165th, something like that, for this year. And Nepal, we know we are in the 74th, yeah? And
Little bit better, not better at all.
what is we this year, last year, your political scenario hasn't changed. We changed the same scenario some 15 years, 18 years ago. So our role we know.
Oh, in Sri Lanka. Not Sri Lanka. Yes, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is the same.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bangladesh. We know about the role of media in the political change in Nepal. So, would you mind to share what was the role of media in the latest change in Bangladesh, political change in Bangladesh? What was the role of media?
Okay, thank you
In
for
political scenario, because
definitely. You can say very good question and very fundamental question. People want to know where they go in everywhere. Want to ask what's the media is there? Within a 7 days ago, media can say we are in dedicated to our ex-prime minister Sheikh Hasina. But actually, media in South Asian country, media is do euphemism, stuti karta is very bad practice. You present an utmost duty, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी बोलता. What you say, what you think, you can tell this. If you fabricate anything, it will be harmful for society also. In our media also, you see that the Bangladesh there is a regime change, some issues are here, and very pathetic issues. Minorities Hindu are attacked in several times, but media can't say anything. If you are say, oh, there's no nothing, but there isn't happening. People quoted me, oh, there is no. We see that media not senior. Why you say it? I can't see media. Why you say it? People so many ask. Media is not quoted to you. How you can see that? So that's the issues. Media, almost every media in South Asia you are engaged in corporate house because we are doing job. Our job is important. And our family is important. So I engaged to take euphemism, stuti, from the corporate one, from the editor, from the government, nothing else. This is not bad, good practice for the long run. So that's why that is happening. All are happening is that from these issues. If you do accurately, your media is within a few days it's vanished. It's come from TikTok, it come from Facebook is coming. Oh, you see in Facebook. This is real news. What newspaper says wrong news. People are saying some after 20 years, then you see that. What Facebook says is good one. People daily life, people quote from Facebook. Oh, what you see? Not from newspaper. People quoted from Facebook. Oh, Facebook it's an happening. Not from newspaper. In 20 years ago, 30 years ago, people quoted from TV. That is quoted from TV. This is quoted from newspaper. Now is everything gone. What Facebook says, this is good, this is enough, this is right. So credibility is changing. Very concerned these issues. One main TV channel from India, very popular TV channel, TV. In talk show, there is lots of panelists there from India and also, and one from Bangladesh also. And the panelist is Muslim one. And he mentioned, oh, there is nothing happening in minorities attacks. I told the news editor, who is the victim? If you ask, if you are a torture anyone, if you ask, is any torture in here? He can say, no, nothing, there is nothing. Because you are the guilty. And who are the present in NDTV at that time, he is one of the guilty. If you say, is any attack from there, minority attack and the Hindus attack, there is no nothing. He is also a criminal from that, where directly engaged. I know that he is directly grounded from that is in criminal violence. But in media, he says nothing happening, everything good, everything right. And in media, if you visualize the Hindus and everything, media can hide it. Because they are not more than very another issue here. Because media don't show the real scenario for that. If scenario you see that, everything will change. So what the face of the government at that? Very clear and clear. So that is some issues, geopolitical issues and everything. So that they can hide that kind of things. So that is the happiness. You know that when the riot is happening, riot, from clash between the two groups, from it's happening from religion based or caste based or everything. Sometimes the media hide this. This is another issue. But it's genocide, target killing. If you hide, it's not good enough. So that's the issues. So I think that my observations, what you can hide and what you can tell, if you have a minimum standard, what you can tell in that kind of discussions, you have maintained a minimum standard. What I can tell in this discussion table, I have a minimum standard. What I think, what I say, everything I not to share. Because you have to share your friend, that you are not to share your father and mother. You can share your father and mother, it's not to share your younger. So we have a very peripheral boundary. What to share and what to not share. What can you do and what can you not. But media, that kind of ethical and ground reality they have to maintain. If they are not maintained, it's everything is changed. Because we have a very trustworthiness the media. We think media is the fourth stage. We think media is the masses. We think media is the last dependency. We are everything happening. Who are safe? Only media can save. In some parallelist lectures, people think that media is one kind of a second God. Look like that. But what does scenario see that? Our discussion topics is very simple. It's a very high time to change our media standard, ethical standard. Because we are not changing our media standard, it's very pathetic lesson for our nations also. We are waiting. Our media is called mass media. But the real story is only for limited media. Limited media, there is only limited person, limited people, limited thinker. Unlimited political person, not whole. Okay. So, but the main ethical practice, media for mass, media for everyone, media for whole, media for growth. But the reality is different. And also you can tell how we can just overcome it. Very simple way. When you can represent anything, you can touch the pulse of the people, general people. General people what say? What the village people say, what the city people say, what the marginalized people say. You can just flourish it. You can only from suited people, oh what is happening? Oh please tell me. So that you cannot found the real scenario. So that's my observations. So one, you can ethically fit your media is enough. You transform it from the go to mass people. Because media is for mass people, not for the elite people. Media is the marginalized people. Go there and talk with them. But the scenario is almost same here in the South Asian belt. Media is only for corporate one. Who is corporate organization wants anything. This is media's big headline. Who is corporate celebrities that. This is a media big headline. What the marginalized people survive, this is not media's issues concerning issues. There are lots of natural disasters and lots of elements are here from Nepal. I think they're almost the same. Media have not much time to invest them. Media is very much substitute to corporate ones. What corporate happening? What the big industry happening? You can just focus on that story. Hide one. So that's the standard. So if you haven't it's also my observations. Go to the mass people and ask everyone what is happening. So you can focus it. I think it's very tough enough because you have a job, you have a very employee from one of the institution. Their institution very dependent on the corporate house. It's very big pictures because you have in media industry have not a very economical power. But in West, you can see that they have BBC or other, they have a very chain of categorical industry. So they are not think about the word payment in the end of the month. Their mind is ready. So they think about, oh, your newspaper is not I can express goodly or I can change another one, no problem. So that is happening. But in reality, in South Asia, they are very tough. Okay, and you know that in South Asia, development is everything is depends on donations. So who can donate? You know that the United Nations and United Nations it's a very 25%, 70 to 25% gave the United States of America. So you have an already observation that from Donald Trump regime, he can already declare no fund promote. And already you have in the talk about USAID fund, a very top issue from India, Bangladesh and also in Nepal. You see that in several newspapers. I'm very surprised to see that USAID fund is that's in Donald Trump mentioned that is from invest only for the regime change of politics. And also you have mentioned that from in India they have an invest also to change the Modi's government. So that's the reality. So we think about development fund is every time is think good. It's not good at all. There is some policy and very strategically. If you feel that you can give, you can donate, it's everything. Please come. It's not good at it. Even a political visions and political motive are here. So every individual think that they are in a very gregarious mind, very benevolent life to help to each other. Not like that. They have a particular agenda. They have a particular agenda to donate. Everything is not free from free you. You think that we'll give you money. You think that he's a believer. Not like that. They have a very particular agenda. So development, I think is people say development model. I think is one kind of I was nothing else. You haven't developed a development model to work in root and to city, people to people, connection to connection. That's a very fruitful. I think lots of from journalists from USA, they have mentioned me that in past they have a short news, but when Donald Trump came in the government, then news you don't think about the news. Is a news in rust. Okay, so what Donald Trump says is the news. Okay, what does Donald Trump show is the news. So don't think about that. So actually, Donald Trump regime change and he come to power. What is the situation in South Asia? That is your question, right? You know that the US's foreign policy is strict. It's not changed to man. We will come. But Donald Trump is a purely businessman. He want to do business because his bosom partner from Elon Musk, you already mentioned, he do somehow in business. In our country also he can offer from internet supply business. So you talk about in what? What is one kind of business? Because there is so much weapons, military and everything. It's a business. War, people think that war, is a very good one or someone. No, this is one kind of business. USF, their policy is very strict. Business, nothing else. So what is happening from US? You know that in South Asian country, you have two strategic view. One is Indo-Pacific strategy, that is called IPS, and we have also concern about that BRI, Belt and Road Initiative, which is from China. So there is two conflict between Indo-Pacific strategy and BRI. So all the time, all the countries from South Asian countries, they check and balance BRI or Indo-Pacific strategy. So what are positions? So I think it's a very Already Donald Trump mentioned. Third world is coming. So what are your positions? We already know, we have from NAM, we have know that non-aligned movement. So I don't know, no conflict from here and there. Very strict, very liberal. And I think if you have no much power, so don't do this enough, because it's a wastage, nothing else. And Donald Trump definitely he wants to control this South Asian part, because this is power game. China is very concerned for that. It is Chinese home ground, and America, USA, he want to power to superpower, so he can dominate everything. And China is there because he is in home ground, so there is a conflict from there. Nothing else. So my observation is that neutral and independent rules be very good for that kind of countries, developing countries. Okay. So lots of question. Okay.
Namaskar.
Okay.
My name is Madan Rai, PhD candidate here. Your presentation is Pati Sundaram.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay.
I am a great fan of Sakibul All Hasan. Please convey my high
He is now not a player
not
for
he
political
is
issues.
MP and political issues. And my question is, since you are of political analysis as well, was the last July's People's Uprising, was that really a People's Uprising? Because your former Prime Minister has already revealed or said that when after seeking political asylum that Biden government wanted to acquire St. Martin's Island, that fueled the uprising in Bangladesh. Bangladeshi media was giving overemphasis on the middle elite class uprising there, since media reports. And like in Nepal, as Trump has closed USA, multiple media channels have been funded. Was the medias during the uprising was funded by US ID or something like aid or something like that? I wanted to know the truth regarding that. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar.
Very good. You have very good knowledge, very commanding. It's very good from you. I think that is very good from you. You are in journalism discipline or journalism scholar. You have to know what is happening in the situation. A very good one. And you know that the regime change, we see that in the newspaper, that is the one kind of student movement, July revelations, like that people. Not like that. You see clear from 28 February, clear, because the student make a party, political party. So what is happening with that? Then an ambitions of the political party, and then an ambitions to regime change. So the next few months, we have clear what is the scenario. Now we can see that there is some international geopolitics here. So I think it will be much more than clear after 5 or 6 months. And San Martin is also a very crucial island. You know that we have to know that the Asian Highway is a big master plan for that. You know that Nepal and Bhutan is a landlocked country. There is no port. Nepal and Bhutan is dependent on other harbor and also import. And we have a plan from San Martin to Chittagong, from this Chittagong. And here we have Chittagong is a port base area. So if you product the truck from Chittagong to Siliguri corridor, from Bangladesh, Siliguri, India, and then from Kathmandu. So that is a very narrow line we can call it chicken neck. 4 countries are here from Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, and also in China, and also in Bangladesh. So very crucial this line. So you know, so there is a geopolitical half. People who are they come to power, they have a very sophisticated mind in chicken knack. Very crucial. I think after 10 or 20 years later, it will be very strategic point of value from everyone because every time foreign policy, every time your fan is not fan, right? This time your fan is very good, and after 10 years, you not say this fan is very good. It might be bad because foreign policy, the strategy, there's a no and fixed strategy at all times because foreign policy depends on your bargaining. What are you bargaining to each others? So that's the issues, nothing else. So what happened? You see that that's the issues. You are not from Bangladesh also. You see in Africa, Europe, or the curriculum is same hota, different nahi hota. There is some change. Context is different. Whatever you can discuss about the classes, the different context, but the almost the same curriculum. Because in journalism curriculum, still now we following European curriculum. We are not developing our indigenous curriculum. Okay? So you haven't seen in communication books. Everything is from other side. And very I'm thankful to Professor Dr. Nirmal Adhikari sir. Is a very wonderful for innovation from Sadharanikaran model. It's a very great to see. He's very proud for chance of Nepal and here, and it's actually it's a very praiseworthy work because we talk about in different model from in media, all are the European model. You can talk about this model, agenda setting model, propaganda model, blah blah blah. All are the European, no from South Asian level. We have a very good commanding here from Mahabharata and Ramayana. So lots of thinking in here. But I'm very surprised to see how the media, there is no media practitioners and scholar not there. So I'm thankful to Adhikari sir. He's a very good guy, and I mention every time from international guys, from his Sadharanikaran, very praiseworthy thing. I think it's a very good model from communication. So that's enough. Curriculum is almost same from where you can go. Everything is same, but context is different from other to other. Everything is same. Okay, thank you for your question. Very fundamental question. You know that the scenario is the same in every country, developing country. They have an call it Latial. I can know here from Latial. You know that Latial? That is here spokesperson. Look like that. From the spokesman. From your radio, television, and everything. You can mark. Oh, this is this channel. Oh, this is this types of political parties. Oh, this channel. You can imagine. Oh, this channel is this one. This party. Oh, this channel. Oh, this is for Nepali Congress.
Yeah.
Don't take it in another way. So this is the scenario is here because why the media do this? Because they have an extra privilege. I'm very sorry to see that from last 2 days ago I am from Danbury. I see that what journalism teachers can, one a professor he can not do that, but a journalist within a one phone call he can do everything. So what is the power of journalism? What is journalist? So that's the reality. So that how he can hold his power? Because political. Because of that very crystal here. So political and everything they have holding power. You are in power, you can do everything. So what are you? Because politicians love the journalist. Why? Because they tell that you can do right from my side. No problem. I'll donate everything. So in favor of mine. Please write. So this is the practice happening in Bangladesh and also South Asian. It's a pathetic culture. It's not a good culture. But it might be changed. Because you from survive this industry for not a single decade. You have to surviving from decade to decade. The huge thinking here is in rusty. So if you are trust less from this thinking, industry will be hampered. It's a good debate. Like people trust media or not, don't trust media. It's a different here. And you know that the political parties in South Asian parties here, we have too much biased in our family. We see that this party good one, this is not factor. What are my family's support? What my grandfather's support? This is the scenario. Isn't what kind of actually I take a lot of feminism to create nothing else. So it's a very tough. If you have a very tough question to talk about what the people think about political parties or media, it's a very debating issues and also an argumenting issue. So I don't go there actually. You know that we have a very good cinemas history. Very famous person, Satyajit Ray. I don't know if you know or don't know. He's a very famous guy in India also. But his homeland is in Bangladesh. And you see that lots of actors and actresses from India, South Asian, and all are their root from Bangladesh. And media's film and other representations from Hindus, Buddhists, Christians, and other countries. What happened? You know that in Bangladesh, very pathetic to say, some people, some Shoria's people don't like movie and other things. There's a film that's in forbidden in Shoria's. I don't know why there's contacting issues from Shoria's is not from mandatory. And you have to see that in Bangladesh, lots of cinema halls is closed. You have entitled from here and there, so some guys have issues. And the thing, film is not from engaged in their shorias, so that's the issues. And representations, what you see that in 1980s, at that times or 1970, film has a very golden age at that. But in recent days, all are in commercial film and commercially done and very sort of thinking only for a love story and other things, not for the story of political, societal, cultural, everything. So that's the issues. It's a transforming issues actually. What you see there and what you can call at all. But it's a pathetic here from film, cultural is a very one of identity from your representations of your origins. I think when you get more representation of film, your culture and identity, it will be better. But in some constraint, you see that there is some actually calling about the restrictions from film and that is a very harmful from arena, from that kind of arena. And we are in very pathetic to see that some few years there is some fundamentalist people are there, so that is in some changing arena. Now, what we see that in Afghanistan, you know that Afghanistan, we see that in televisions and radio, there is female are not allowed in reading from in college and also school. So what you see that in Pakistan is also the same thinking, and I don't know what is in Bangladesh happening in the next. But it's challenging for who are talking about the freedom, who are talking about the right and fundamentality. So this is a judgmental thing. In last 20 years, there is no film can be made from societal, culturally different because there are some restrictions from here, from in Bangladesh, from making a film from Sharias, because Sharia is very strict. If you representations or anything, if you giving representation is anything. So that's why that is very my last 10 or 15 years I have enjoyed lots of film from that. But the recent kind of film is only for telefilm or other, but only a commercials, solo base actually. Is a corporate one, not from the general people, match people from like that, because there is some restriction for that from here. So that is.
I think Ravindra Sangeet and Ravindra Sahitya is also well celebrated, and from like Indian perspective, Bollywood movies had made movie inspired from Rabindranath Tagore like Chokher Baji and
Yes,
others.
yes, yes, yes.
And is there any Bangladeshi version of it? Because it also quite represent Hindu sort of culture and things like that.
Definitely, we haven't. You know that in what I Bengali literatures, all of the Hindus. You can talk about the any person earlier. There is a no Muslim one. So people think that Bengali literature is all for Hindus. Not don't avoid like this. So we have a very strong community, and all the poetry and everything. You see that in the history, all of the some people already demand change the national anthem because it written by the Rabindranath Tagore. That's an happening debating happening. I mentioned you 1947. They have that kind of before 1971. That kind of writer from you very prominently touched from Kazi Nazrul Islam, Syed Mustafa Ali, lots of figure from that from Kaikobad, and I think Munir Hussain, and lots of writers are there. But their views and the present time writers' views different. So that's the issues. And we have a very good connections because we have a very liberal mind for that time. After 2 years, 3 years later, we have a very liberal mind. So what are you seeing? Even you talk about in Afghanistan, what is happening 20 years past? What Afghanistan happened and now present Afghanistan? Do you compare it in one version? The Kazi Muslim wrote lots of Samasoni.
Yeah.
Lots of Samasoni. In some cases, people in present in Bangladesh mention that he is one of identity of Islam. It's not like that. He is a very liberal person. His wife is Ashalata Devi, is Hindus, and everything. Not Shama Song is Makali song, but the present times their narrative is only for that, from only the propaganda. So that's my issue. So there's some good writer here. Not for like that. You can see that the Pancha Pandav in Bengali literature, all are the Hindus. No one is in Muslim. That's the reality. You have to talk about the reality. You have to take in Sharat Chandra. You have to take in Vibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay. You are from Kolkata, right? You have to know that. And you have also Satyajit Ray. Madhusudhan. Lots of the Bengali literature are there and the poet are there from there to Hindus. So that's not the issue. Religion is not a factor, but the factor is that we talk about that is from extremist and not extremist. So that's the issue. What do you see in Afghanistan? What do you see in Pakistan? And what will happen in Bangladesh? So that's the issues. That's our debate. Nothing is here. This is sharing sessions for. So that's the issues, other issues. But I try to focus on to my ethical view and judgmental view. I try to say something about what I see, what I think, and what I feel. I want to say it is right or wrong. What are people say yes, not yes. This is not my culture matter. I say that is what I think and what I feel and what I do. So my representation also for the people and marginalized people, voiceless people, casteless people for that. I am from surviving for that and several times. And please pray for me. Thank you so everyone for namaste for everyone. Thank you very much.